Are we ready? Can we roll? Björk, skyr, spelt bread, Wales, glaciers, Eyjafjallajökull. I bet you can guess where we're going today. Iceland, yes. For me, this trip is the one to beat. There's something about Iceland that really got to me in the best way ever. Sharing this trip with the absolute best travel buddy you can imagine. Once again, the lovely Ashley Downs. Or as someone in Turkey once called her, Aslek Dovnaz. This trip couldn't have been more amazing. It was a combination of great company, spontaneity, great accommodation, beautiful landscapes, a soundtrack to kill all other soundtracks. At this point, it is impossible for me to go back to Iceland because my expectations are just so high. There are so many stories I can tell from Iceland, so best believe I'll have a couple of Iceland stories. I'm going to focus on one particular one today, something that neither Ashley nor I had ever experienced before, and I'm going to share that with you today. Let's take a trip to the magical mystery land of fire and ice, Iceland.
The island republic of Iceland, located in the North Atlantic Ocean, lies on the constantly active geologic border between North America and Europe. Settled by the Norwegian Vikings around 800, this country is still fairly young. Of the 360,000 inhabitants, roughly half still believe in the presence of fantastical beings such as elves and trolls. A place of vivid contrasts of climate, geography and culture, Iceland is home to some of the largest glaciers in Europe and some of the world's most active volcanoes, thereby being known as the land of fire and ice.
Ash and I met up in Reykjavik on a sunny, icy cold April morning. We rented a really great car, a Toyota 4x4 RAV, and we made our way on a journey around the entire island. On this journey, we were confronted with so much beauty, so many fun little experiences, so many adventures, and this particular one took place on day 3 of our journey, I believe. We were traveling from the little coastal town of Höfen to a place in the mountains called Egilstadir or something like that. I'm terrible with these names, but I do have to say, listening to Google Maps pronounce these names, hilarical! We were already loving our trip. There was no getting us off our high. We had great weather, everything was easygoing. We were going to take this mountain pass to our next destination. However, it had snowed that night. That road was closed. But also we didn't want to take no for an answer. There was a big sign, a big warning sign in Icelandic. Anyone who was blind could have seen that was a warning sign for us not to take that route. But it was on the left side of the road and the other side was totally free. So we thought, well, if they were really serious about this, then they would have put the sign in the middle of the road so that nobody could pass. Ignorance! So then we drove towards the mountain. Of course, everything was fine. And as we made our way up the mountain pass, there was quite a bit of snow. There were moments where we were literally driving on snow. We were so stupid. Anyway. But still, no, we thought we have a 4x4. This should be a breeze. We carried on driving past these mountains of snow. A snowmobile came towards us, clearing the road. Yeah, we probably shouldn't be here. So we reversed down for quite a while until we could turn around and make our way back to the alternate path. This was a huge detour. It took us much longer than we anticipated. We actually ended up taking the much more beautiful route. There's something so moody about Iceland. The combination of sunshine and really gloomy weather. The little towns that you pass through where you have meat soup and bread and cheese soup and all of these soups. And you meet the locals in the stores. And it's so weird because they're really nice, but also really macabre. I remember we stopped in the store and we told this group of elderly people who were just hanging out there that we were going to take the pass, but that we realized it was closed and we had to return. And so they said, and excuse my terrible Icelandic accent, yes, the pass is closed. It's full of snow. Have a lovely day. That was literally what happened. Okay. Luckily, there was no chance of us ever going hungry because we had the best nourishment ever. Detour. Licorice balls covered in chocolate and white dusting. I know this sounds disgusting, and it was. we couldn't stop eating them. I decided to no longer buy them, but Ashley had a problem. As we made our way along the coast, we passed through a really long tunnel which brought us inland, and that's how we started making our way into the mountainous area towards our destination. As we were driving, I noted there aren't a lot of cars in Iceland. It started snowing. Ash and I love snow. We thought it was beautiful, but it became more and more and more and more, to the point where we had to stop the car because we were caught in a full-on snowstorm. Bam! From 1 second to the next, this cloud of white flew over us. So all we could do was sit in our car, of course, put our hazard lights on, our headlights, to make sure we're visible somehow. But we kind of had to sit that out. Being stuck in an actual snowstorm, cannot see your hand in front of your face, is really scary and so cool. Eventually, we slowly crept forward, making our way along that mountain road again.
So we are driving along in what appears to be just... Julian, how would you characterize this drive?
Right.
Right. Yes. Yeah, you can't take off your sunglasses. It is that white. Oh look! Civilization! We haven't seen that in a while. At one point we could not see that. That's all we could see. Like that. Point.
Funny thing is, if you just add a hue to all of this, it automatically becomes the Middle East.
There's a few camels instead of reindeer, which we saw yesterday. We saw reindeer. Oh look, a river.
Let it go, let it go.
Has to be center of attention all the time.
We did manage to safely reach our destination. We arrived on this farm. The owner was a lovely German lady, and she brought us to our little cottage. I remember at some point stepping out of the cottage, the mist had cleared to reveal this beautiful sunset with this landscape full of snow and Iceland ponies. So pretty. And the following day, we made our way to a place called Akureyri. There will definitely be more Iceland stories, but instead of doing one long video, I thought, let me do shorter videos and just randomly place them throughout the channel. That's all from me for today. I'm checking out. See you tomorrow.